So it's guys, what a ride it has been. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into another video on my channel. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I've had quite a few people ask me for updates, so I'm finally able to put some time aside and fill you guys in on everything that's been happening. So I gave birth to my little one. He's in this little thing at the moment. I can't leave him alone, God forbid. So as you can see, there's this little head. There's this little head there. So I thought I would do this video for you guys. He's currently 2.5 months. So I really do apologize that I've been MIA on the channel. A lot's been going on. It was a very difficult pregnancy. It was a very traumatizing birth. I had to undergo emergency cesarean. My waters broke very early. They broke at about 37.5 weeks. I went shopping. Stupid. Don't go shopping when you're 37 weeks pregnant. Ladies, get your other half to do it yourself. And if you do have to go shopping yourself, don't carry a heavy bag. It's not smart. What was I thinking? Look, I was desperate. I think I was just really craving, you know, muffins and cream or something crazy. But I digress. I'm so sorry. Tangent. But yeah, so a lot has been going on, which is why I've not been uploading consistently. So I do apologize for that. I'm so sorry. That is another reason why it has been difficult to do a video. But as you can see, I am carrying quite a little bit of baby weight, and not just the baby, but a little bit of weight. And what I wanted to address specifically in this video on my carnivore journey is breastfeeding. Now, this is it's a very controversial topic for some women, some people in general. But I feel that it is very important to address because there are a lot of women that I have engaged with who feel like they are under a lot of pressure. And it's a very real thing. And postpartum is a very difficult time for us ladies, okay? Our hormones are still going everywhere. In fact, it actually takes the body 2 years for the hormones to actually balance themselves out. So we go through a lot, and not just pushing. Okay, so the reason why I want to discuss breastfeeding is because it has been a huge issue for a lot of women, and you know, a lot of issues with supply on the carnivore diet, how to overcome it, and once you hit a low supply, is it possible to get the supply back? Okay, so there's a few things to discuss here. Firstly, can you breastfeed successfully on the carnivore diet? Now, there are a few ladies on here. I think Dr. Ken Berry or Ben Kerry. I always confuse his name. I'm so sorry. I'm a little bit dyslexic. But his wife apparently was carnivore on her pregnancy journey, but I'm not sure how she went with the whole breastfeeding thing. I haven't looked that far into it. But I, like the carnivore journey, decided to do a little experiment of my own. Okay. Now, it is advised that, you know, if you've had a pregnancy which hasn't been strictly carnivore and you've been having carbs and fruit and vegetables, etc., it's not ideal to suddenly drop the carbs and fruits and vegetables and continue with your carnivore journey while breastfeeding. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm sure it is something very biological and chemical, but your supply is known to tank when you suddenly switch diet after giving birth and in the middle of your breastfeeding journey as well. So with a lot of conflicting information out there from multiple people, some people saying, yes, you can be carnivore and breastfeed and still have good supply, that's no issue, to a lot of women, and more so this majority, saying it is impossible to breastfeed without carbohydrates. It is impossible to have good breast milk supply without carbohydrates, right? And I wanted to nip this in the bud on my own and do a little experiment. So I went back to strict carnivore for 2 weeks and felt great. Okay, there is no question about that. I always feel great, going on carnivore. It is the ideal way of eating for me. When I was strictly carnivore before I fell pregnant, it was my jam, and I will definitely be going carnivore for life post the breastfeeding and nursing stage. So when I was strictly carnivore, my supply did tank a lot. In fact, my supply decreased dramatically. Regardless of how much I was eating, regardless of how hydrated I was, and how many electrolytes I was consuming, my supply hit the deck, okay? And it was very upsetting because I was really hoping for a good result. So the question of, can you breastfeed on carnivore? Some people it works for, but a lot of people it doesn't. And unfortunately for me, it didn't, right? And a lot of people say, well, why didn't you give it more time to work? Maybe your body just needed to adjust. And this was my thought, right? My thought was, yes, maybe I just need to give my body time to adjust to the change, because it takes a while for the body to tick over to ketosis mode, right? So that's what I was thinking initially. So in my 3rd week, I was eating carnivore, happy as Larry, staying positive. And then it just got to me. I got really upset. I broke down. I cracked, right? As a mama would, trying to sustain life for her bub. And I just couldn't wait for my body to adjust anymore because I need to nurse my child. And there's only so much formula I'm willing to give my son. All of us mothers, we want what's best for our children, okay? And as a result, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. A lot of pressure. We hardly allow ourselves any grace. When my partner looks after Teddy over the weekend and I'm sleeping, without him in there, the guilt kills me, but I need to rest because during the week, Monday to Friday, I hardly get any sleep, okay? So we take it hard, gents. It's a very different world for when you're a new mother, okay? So I couldn't wait anymore. I couldn't be patient. I have to nurse my child. I have to make sure that my supply is okay, all right? And when I was carnivore, I tried it all. I tried, like I said, additional water, more hydration, more electrolytes. I tried consuming a lot more fat. And I mean, my meat was swimming in it, right? It was like a broth. It was like a soup of fat, right? So I tried it all. I tried a lot more butter to get the calories up, all that jazz. And I even tried lactation tea, okay? Now, the lactation tea worked to an extent, but I've heard that, with carbohydrates, it works better, okay? It just does. And when I decided, look, this is shit, but let me try go on the carbohydrates train. Let me try having oatmeal a couple of times a day, maybe sometimes supplementing with potatoes, which is no better, let's be honest, but it's a carbohydrate, okay? And I noticed my supply increase, and it increased over, I'd say, a couple of days. So when people say, can you do breastfeeding on a carnivore diet? Everyone is different, but all you can really do is just suss things out for yourself and experiment in the same way that I did. The only downside of conducting this experiment was that it did tank my supply, and sometimes your supply can be very difficult to get back. And I still kind of haven't got my supply back, okay? So I'm just going to try increasing my carbohydrate intake in addition to drinking some lactation tea. I'm avoiding the lactation cookies and the lactation hot chocolate because I really want to avoid the sugars, because I have to kind of eat more carbohydrates for nursing and breastfeeding. I just want to avoid the sugars as much as possible. The cookies, the cakes, all that jazz. So the downside of conducting your own experiment is your supply is likely to drop. That's the catch. That's the sad truth of it, unfortunately. There are a lot of women on these forums saying, you can breastfeed on carnivore. No, you can't. You need carbohydrates, etc. Everyone is different. And this is another hard truth of it, is that because everybody's different, some people adjust to the carnivore diet differently, the carnivore way of eating differently. Some people can go strict carnivore, some people still have inflammation and they have to go strict lion instead of strict carnivore, right? Some people can't have raw milk, some people can't have butter, some people can't have raw cheese. It's just the roll of the dice, unfortunately. We're all different, we're all chemically built differently, right? But we can take solace in the fact that the carnivore diet and the lion diet are significantly better than the Western diet, which we have consumed for the majority of our lives. Okay, I think we can all agree on that. Especially considering when I was on the carnivore diet, it improved my life dramatically, right? And even postpartum, when I went strict carnivore again for those 2 weeks, inflammation gone, pain in joints gone, feeling like an old woman when getting up from the floor gone. And it was difficult because I'm currently recovering from a cesarean, and cesareans are incredibly painful to recover from. You can hardly move, you can hardly walk, you've got nerve pain in the site of the scar. It's difficult. So naturally you really want to heal so that you can actually be there for your child, carry him, nurse him, bathe him, clean him, change him, feed him. All of these things come into play here, which is why there are so many questions flying around about breastfeeding, because you are put in the position of prioritizing your breast milk for your child or prioritizing your own physical health so that you can sustain said child. Okay, so it's, where was I? So that's right. So you have to decide whether your nursing is more important and having adequate supply is more important, or whether you need to be physically more in shape and more healthy so that you can do everything else for your child. And it's really frustrating because postpartum, you can't always have both, especially when you're recovering from a C-section. And that's the tough part of it as well. You know, you want to nourish your baby as best you can because these are their formative years. These are the years that matter, their development. You know, their organs, their lungs, their brain, their eyes, you know, every bloody thing under the sun is about what they are putting into their body to nourish themselves, right? And that's another thing which makes it incredibly difficult. I know that in America you can get donor milk, you can get donor breast milk, but in Australia, these things are very hard to come by here. Even raw milk is a nightmare to source, right? So this is another reason why I wanted to make this video. I'm rocking out of habit, sorry. New mother woes. I know that a lot of women, a lot of mothers, new mums, are in a lot of strife because they have to make these decisions and they have to consider all of these variables postpartum. And I'm very lucky where I haven't experienced postpartum rage, postpartum depression, right? I've experienced the hormone up and downs where I feel guilty about not having enough milk and I feel guilty about not being in decent shape for my child. But I'll tell you why I made the decision to have proper nourishment for my baby and sustain my supply first. So the question is, why did I personally decide to increase my carbohydrate intake to nourish my child instead of focusing on healing my body? That is the question. Firstly, I tried both at first. I tried both. Then I tried healing my body, right? But then the nourishment was lacking. And all I want is what's best for him. And the reason why I found it so easy to come to the decision on focusing on my breast supply first, my breast milk, the reason why I found it so easy to focus on my breast milk supply first is because I can always heal my body in the next 8 months, right? It's never too late. It is never too late. And we need to stop being so hard on ourselves and so self-critical, because realistically, we have quite a bit of time after we've taken care of the formative years of our baby's lives to focus on ourselves, because having a baby is a huge sacrifice. Women sacrifice a lot by having a child. They sacrifice their body. You know, it's a stress that is put on the body. It's a stress that is put on their mind. You know, we sacrifice a lot. And as a result, there is nothing wrong with further sacrificing the physical health of your body to make sure that the physical health of your baby is optimal. You know, and that is a good thing about our bodies, is that after we give birth, we are incredibly resilient. When we're asleep, we're so cognizant, we're focusing on our child so much. We hear the slightest roll over in the bassinet or the co-sleeper or in the bed, and we're up like a light, like we never went to sleep in the first place. And our bodies are incredible for that very reason, right? Our bodies are incredible because we are able to slowly and gradually get our supply back if we know how to do it. And we are able to re-heal our bodies after this little one's nourishment needs are taken care of, first and foremost, okay? The thing is, if I wait to heal my body, nothing will happen to me. It's a delay, that's it, it's fine. But if you wait to properly nourish your baby while he's growing and developing, that could be to his detriment. And that is why I found it so easy to make the choice of choosing to do what is best for my breastfeeding journey as a new mother and as someone who is still trying to continue on the carnivore diet. My diet at this stage, as it stands, is 85% animal-based, 85% meat. I eat a lot of steak still, okay, which is probably why I'm probably carrying it a bit in the face, right? So I'm eating the right stuff, but I'm also eating the not so great stuff so that I can nourish him too. So I'm kind of getting the best of both worlds. I'm getting the steak, I'm getting the nutrients from the steak and the eggs. I eat a lot of steak and eggs. In fact, that's pretty much all I eat aside from the oatmeal and the potatoes. And I'm also getting what I need from the carbohydrates and the potatoes so that my breast milk supply is optimal for him, okay? So that's pretty much it. I am still 85% animal based, right? And I'm loving it. I love a good steak. I love me some eggs, right? I have a lot of scrambled eggs on sourdough. Sourdough is a very good form of carbohydrate as well. Oats, I'm trying to... The frustrating thing is they work. Oats work. I hate them, but they work. So I have like a bowl of oatmeal a day in the morning or in the afternoon, or sometimes at night, and then I wake up in the morning and my breasts are full as so it helps. Having oatmeal at night actually really helps, ladies, if you want some pointers. And then I'll have some potatoes if Mike is willing to cook them. I'll have potatoes with a lot of animal fat, crispy and golden, with dinner or with lunch. And then for breakfast, I'll have a lot of scrambled eggs on sourdough. So I don't have any vegetables. I don't really have any fruit except the occasional banana with the oatmeal just to add a bit of flavor, right? And the thing is, like, I don't feel any worse for it, right? Because I'm still having a lot of steak and a lot of eggs. I honestly think it kind of tends to balance me out, right? It doesn't balance me out in the weight department, but it balances me out in the fact that, you know, my nails are they're really good, okay? In fact, they grow too damn fast. So do his. He scratched me on the face, Ted. I don't know if you can see it, but damn, he's got bloody crab pincers. And that's the gist of it, guys. You know, being pregnant, it can change your carnivore journey a lot. And the unfortunate thing about being a carnivore so publicly in this community is that some people find it very easy to shun you because, oh, you're not strict carnivore, you're not 100% carnivore, you don't count. Trust me, it counts, because since becoming carnivore, I'm very, very aware of the kind of toxins that are in your everyday supermarket grocery food, right? It matters. It matters a great deal. And I think that even though I have the occasional oatmeal every day and sometimes potatoes and sourdough, I have a lot of sourdough, which is the preferred carbohydrate if you do have them, ladies. I still have a lot of animal fat based things. Like I said, eggs, steak, sometimes quite a bit of chicken. I really miss fish, like I miss salmon, but it's very expensive here. But this is why I've made this choice, and this is why I've made this video, because I know that a lot of women out there are literally conflicted, very conflicted, and they're being incredibly hard on themselves. And I read these comments and I read these posts on forums, and I think, why do we do it to ourselves? You know, I don't know if men will understand this. And, you know, when you're a father, I certainly know that my partner has had his own trials with becoming a father, his own stresses. He gets tired, and I never begrudge him of it, because, you know, women, like I said, we're resilient. We can handle the tiredness to an extent. Our bodies are kind of built for it. But men, no. Mike can help as much as he needs to and as much as he wants to, but eventually he tanks as well. And you got to support each other big time. You know, so when I'm going through this challenge with myself, he's been nothing but supportive. And he said, look, what is more important to you? Healing your body now or nourishing your baby now? And nourishing my baby now was the easiest choice. And like I said, before I went on another tangent, is that when I see women being so hard on themselves out there simply because a part of this community has become so cultified, and it's really not worth it. You are on this carnivore way of eating to improve yourself, right? Not to improve the way other people see you. Okay, this is not why we do this, and some people get it confused. Social media kind of tends to distort the real meaning and the real reasons why we do this way of eating, why we focus on an animal-based diet. You know, we want to improve ourselves. We want to better ourselves. And if there are people out there who are so bloody terrified of judgment and criticism that they just either don't say anything or they just go the hard yards anyway, and to a complete detriment to themselves. Like I said, so many women who got pregnant were dead set on being carnivore for their entire pregnancy that some of them end up hospitalized due to malnourishment because they just can't keep their food down, right? Morning sickness is a real thing for some women. It can sometimes be very dangerous. I was very lucky where I didn't have any morning sickness. I probably felt like I was going to vomit maybe once, but all I felt was a nauseous feeling, but I was never actually violently ill or sick, you know? So I'm very lucky in that respect, whereas a lot of other women aren't. And people in this community need to support these women who are going through motherhood the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. You know, we learn a lot along the way, but some women who I've seen reaching out for help are immediately shut down by surprisingly other women. And they're genuinely harsh. And I just think to myself, why? Why are you putting down other women who are on the same journey as you, right? It's not acceptable behavior, okay? And this is why in this community, it's something that I aim to be very vocal about, and something that I desperately want to fix, okay? You know, so I'm gradually getting there, but this is a process that will take time. You know, I'm not in any rush. Okay, yeah, I wish I was 100% carnivore, but we can't always get what we want. Life ain't always fair, and sometimes we have to choose, right? This is the choice I've made, okay? And I'm very happy with my choice. I am thriving being a new mother. I'm really enjoying parenthood. This guy is asleep, thank Christ. He was very restless before. I think he's due poos. But, you know, like, new mothers have to stop being so hard on ourselves. And like I said, the breastfeeding topic, incredibly stressful for a lot of women, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be stressful. We women have been giving birth to babies for years, right? Since the beginning of man, since the dawn of our time, we've been giving birth, we've been having babies, right? It's the most natural thing that happens to us. And unfortunately, my breastfeeding journey became a lot more complicated because I'm one of the unfortunate ones who has inverted nipples, right? So the breastfeeding, it's difficult for little one to latch, and it's difficult for the appropriate amount of milk to actually come out, right? It's very difficult. And it puts one in a very difficult position to decide, do I even bother? Do I just formula feed and just find the best formula out there? Or do I give it a crack? And the other thing is, you know, if your breast milk supply does tank, what do you do? If you can't adequately feed your child, what do you do? Do you have formula on standby? What happens? My answer is yes, because you have no idea when your supply will tank, if it does tank, if it ever does tank, if you run into a problem, if your nipples are just so incredibly sore that you just can't, that you are in agony, right? And when you have inverted nipples, it can happen. It is agonizing. It is so excruciating. Men have no idea about this, right? Guys, imagine sandpaper against your nipple constantly. That's the pain I'm talking about, right? It is excruciatingly painful. I can't stress that enough. So do you have formula on supply? Yes. Can you get donor milk on standby? If you can source it, go for it, right? Do your research. Do I have formula on standby? Do I use formula? Absolutely. I use a very good quality formula by Carnivore. It's New Zealand goat milk formula. It has no soy. Okay, look for formulas which have no soy, especially if you have little boys. Even if you have little girls, soy can be very detrimental. It has estrogen mimicking compounds which can feminize your boys or over feminize your girls, and they can actually start puberty very early, okay, and cause, you know, other complications. Yay for soy, bastards. So avoid formula with soy. Avoid formula which has a lot of seed oils, canola oil, things like that. Do your research, look around. We currently, like I said, use Carnivore goat milk from New Zealand. It's a very good quality formula. It's very expensive, but you're paying for the quality of the formula. Okay, it's about 50 Australian dollars. If you want to use it, check it out. It's got a minimal seed oils. We, of course, continue to look around to see if there are other better quality formulas out there. You know, it's a never-ending process of searching and researching, basically. But, you know, it's an experience that you want to enjoy. And you don't want to have a community of strict carnivore cult eaters who just give you shit all the time, right? And I don't care how many strict carnivore eaters who are absolutely anal about the diet giving me crap on this video. I really don't care, because you're not a mother. You're not a mother, and you haven't been through what I've been through, and you haven't been through what so many other women, breastfeeding women, non-breastfeeding women, postpartum women have been through and are going through as we speak, okay? So, and the thing is, I'm not a feminist, right? I actually believe that men are copying a whole bunch of shit from over-feminized women who now want to be better than men instead of equal to them, right? And it's just gone way too far. So I'm in no way giving men a hard time about this. I'm just literally asking you that if you are a male and you are a carnivore in the community and you are hell-bent on everyone eating the same way as you, chill. Sit in the fridge, go touch some grass. Like, take it easy, man. You know, that's all I'm saying. So, you know, and I also ask women, to take it easy on each other as well. Don't be so hard on other women who don't have it as good as you. You know, if you're a woman and you're breastfeeding and you can breastfeed successfully and have good supply on the carnivore diet, I salute you. That is awesome. But we aren't all the same, right? And, you know, some of us can experiment as much as we want and wait until our body adjusts, if it does adjust postpartum, but some of us just can't afford to wait that long. I tried, and my supply, it's already very difficult to get back. I have to constantly express, I have to power pump, and it hurts, right? It is painful. And I have to pop him on the boob whenever I can. So that's the next question. How do we get our supply back if it tanks? The answer, everything I just mentioned. Power pump, right? And what power pumping is you express milk for half an hour straight, then wait 10 minutes, pump again for 10 minutes, wait another 10 minutes, and then pump again for 10 minutes. Okay, so that equals up to an hour. Give yourself a break for maybe 2 hours and then go again, right? It is a very arduous and tedious process. It is tiring, and you have to drink a lot of water, a lot of water. You have to eat a lot, right, ladies? I had no idea that the three main factors of breastfeeding and maintaining supply is latch, hydration, and food. That's why I look the way I do. I'm trying to eat a lot. I'm trying to latch him a lot. I'm trying to power pump a lot. And I'm trying to drink a lot of water, okay? That is how we are going to get our breast supply back, right? If you want to give it a slight kick in the pants, try the lactation teas. I've been on them. They're very good. There's a whole bunch that are sold on the internet. Find what seems best for you. Check out some company reviews, okay? That's always very helpful. I get my lactation tea from the Breastfeeding Co. They're a very nice bunch of ladies. It's a family-owned business, and they provide very good customer service, and they're very serious about the service they provide and the product that they provide. So that's the one that has been working for me. If you guys know of any other lactation teas or anything like that, please feel free to add them in the comments below and help out some ladies who are trying to source the correct information, okay? But that's how we're going to get our supply back. It is tedious, it is difficult. Sometimes people don't some people don't always get their breast supply back and have to continue using formula long term, which sucks, and I'm very worried that I'm in that category. But all you can do is try your best, okay? So with that said, guys, I'm gonna continue uploading content about supermarket goods and foods. I might delve into a little bit of international politics here and there, you know. I really don't care which way you lean. I want to investigate all aspects of politics, you know, left, right, neutral. But I do know that the Democratic Party are very in bed with big pharma, big food, and big medicine. So yeah, that's immediately a write-off. But, you know, I do want to bring a lot more content to this channel. I do apologize if it has been lacking. I have had a baby, so just, yeah, give me some slack on that one. But guys, look, thank you so much again for watching this video. If you watched the whole thing, kudos. I really appreciate it. I really hope you found it helpful. And thank you for swinging by. I hope that all of you guys are on your own journeys and that you're doing your research and doing what is best for you, doing what is right by you, okay? There is a lot of noise in this community. I highly advise that you just turn it off now and then, take a break, because you can go into a black hole abyss of just way too much, and it can become very dramatic and very draining and very tiring. So please don't forget to like the video if you found it helpful. It gives me an idea of the kind of content that you guys are after. Hit the subscribe button. If you know someone who's struggling on their breastfeeding journey, please feel free to send this video to them. I really hope it brings them comfort And again, I will say this, ladies, please give yourselves some grace. Be kind to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. I have to follow my own advice on this one, but I'm deadly serious, okay? Enjoy the ride. Enjoy your little one. Enjoy your baby, okay? Enjoy him, because he's gonna grow up very fast. He's already growing. He's already outgrown some of his clothes. I can't. Hit the like button, subscribe, share it around if you found it helpful, and I really look forward to bringing you another video and updating you on my journey as it progresses, okay? I will very likely commence my carnivore journey again when I'm no longer nursing. In fact, that's pretty much what will happen. When I no longer need to nurse this little one, I will be straight back onto the carnivore diet, because bloody hell, it did my body wonders, and I really miss it. I miss the rhythm, I miss the routine, and bloody hell, I miss the taste and the recipes. So until the next video, guys, please take care of yourselves, look out for each other. Don't be mean to each other, okay? Be kind, doesn't cost anything, and I'll catch you in the next one.